Okay, so I chose the plants and then I felt like I hadn't looked at them for like 24 hours. And already she has so much new growth on her. This is not the plant I'm supposed to have. Happy Saturday. So for the month of August, I did a 30-day favorite leaf series over on YouTube Shorts. I'm about day 24, 25 up to now. And so if you look in the description, there will be a link to those shorts and you can see a different leaf on a different plant for 30 full days. I'm not quite finished yet. We have until the 30th of August. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of a collage on the last day. But today's video is all about the plants that I'm propagating this season. And I wanted to point out 5 of the propagations that I have that are bringing me so much joy. So although I have this cutie in my hand, I felt like she needed a little airtime. Today we are actually talking about my propagations, and I want to show you the propagations, and I want to show you what this plant is going to look like when I pot it up with this mother plant. So I'm excited about that. I have about 5, but of course I might bring you an extra that doesn't fit the category because we are allowed to have more than one favorite, and in this community we do that all the time. Don't judge us, okay? All right, let's get into it. Now my first plant, my first propagation is my Sigillitis round leaf. Now, I got this as community mail, one of my lovely community members, and sent me a cutting. It was a rootless cutting. I rooted it in water and then I potted it up in some soil, right? And so I don't see many roots in here, which is part of the reason why I love putting these in these clear containers, because I really just want to see how this plant grows, like what the roots are going to look like. I see a little bit of root action up in here, but what I'm learning is that the roots are super fine. Now I know it's still acclimating to the soil, but since I rooted her in water, she has pushed out so many new leaves. Okay, so let me show you all of them. There's one here, these 2 here, these 2 here, this one and this one, and I feel like she had, oh, it's 2 right here. Oh my gosh. So I'm really tempted to cut these and root these as well. But I'm just so super impressed with her. She is really loving her life. And she's growing so fast. Literally every time I come to look at this plant, it's really hard for me to tell what the new leaves are because they have grown so quickly. I can't get over it. It is just, look, she's got babies. I think these are leaves right here. Sometimes they turn out to be roots. These might be roots because I don't see them going up, but I don't know. I'm gonna give it a couple more days because she's got some over here too. I'm gonna give her a couple more days to see what she is doing. Okay, so let me fess up. You guys might see some white spots, polka dots on all of my plants, and we are going to talk about that in the next video. But let's just say they went to the spa and they got a treatment. My whole collection. We'll talk. But this is my round leaf Sigillitis. I don't have a mother plant, so she won't be joining another plant. So this is her lush because, like I said, I think I received, I think it was 2 pieces and I cut it. And so I end up having 3. So I have 3 stems in the soil. But she is really turning out to be a showstopper. I cannot wait. I cannot wait until she grows a little bigger where I can see what a full plant looks like. But I'm loving the way she's looking. She's growing. She gets me excited every morning. I come in to see what she's pushing out. This leaf is going to be the size of this leaf in probably about 2 days. Because just yesterday, she was about that size. It grows so quickly. I have her in in good light, really, really good light. And as you see, I keep her nice and watered. So my sigillatus. Okay, so my next plant is my Hoya macrophylla. Oh my goodness. Seriously, this angle is not giving her justice at all. She has a super long tendril that has leaves on that. Look at that little baby leaf right there. What? Look at that leaf right there. What? Let me put it up against my shirt. What? Look at that beautiful leaf. Oh my goodness. This is a new leaf here. This is a new leaf here, this huge one. Oh my gosh. And then she's got this, she pushed off this green, this whole green piece right here, she pushed off. This is a cutting from my original mother plant. I've had this plant for about 3 years. The first, I would say, year and a half, I hardly got any new growth on this plant. And it was because I wasn't watering it enough. I had it in good light, but I wasn't watering her enough. Now, I will say this plant was very tolerable of my foolishness. But the moment that I decided to pay more attention to her and give her more water, she started growing like crazy. So when it was time to propagate this year, the beginning of this season, the beginning of the summer season, I decided that I was going to put her on the list because she kept pushing out these long tendrils and I really wasn't getting a lot of action because I still hadn't gotten the watering down pat. And this, once again, is when I say propagation, regardless of how well seasoned you are as a plant parent, propagation has been the way I have learned so much about my plants. My plants have become so much healthier and they are growing so much better just through propagation. This is the cutting of the plants, okay? I think I cut 3, 4 tendrils. This is the mother plant. Now, her leaves are a lot closer together. And this is by design because I cut all the long tendrils that didn't have a lot going on. She's pushing out and doing this again. It's a real possibility that I might cut those down just so that I can get a little bit more fullness in the pot. I really love the look of a full macrophylla, but even the mother plant is growing. Let's see. Slow down. Even the mother plant is pushing out. So this is a new leaf here and there's a new leaf there. Oh, you cannot see that. You see that new baby right there? At this stage, they're really super tender. There's some new growth going on up in here. At this stage, they're super tender, right? I don't want to touch them because you can kind of knock them off, and I don't want to do that. This is kind of scaring me a little bit. Okay, but this is the mother plant. So when I put this together, she is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait. Now, let me tell you, she a wild one, okay? She is not going to let you put her in a corner somewhere and she's not going to play nice. So what I need to do is I need to find a place on my shelf that is going to allow her to be free like this. So she kind of gives me that same energy and vibe as the Bella. The Bella is going to need room. You just can't put her in the corner and be like, behave. She is not going to do that. So I think when I put this together, it is going to be one beautiful plant. And look at the variegation on these leaves. That leaf is almost completely white. I had one leaf that fell off already. That was completely white. She was beautiful. And she didn't fall off because she was doing bad or anything. It just so happened that I had her pressed up against another. This is the reason why you can't push them in a corner. I had her pressed up against another pot and she just weakened at that point and just broke off. So look how shiny she is. She's so pretty. So this is my Hoya macrophylla. So the next propagations that I beeline to in the morning is my Cronana black. I want to say Cronana silver, but this is not silver by any stretch of the imagination. This is my Cronana black. Now in the water, growing roots, and she is pushing out new leaves. Look at that. Now I'm gonna tell you, this is another one where, and I have the mother plant too, I'm gonna show you the mother plant. The mother plant just wasn't really giving. She's got more baby leaves right here too. So me propagating this plant, I really learned that she likes a little bit more water than I was giving her credit for. I'm so busy trying not to overwater that I end up underwatering, and I find that out when I propagate my plants, because I like to propagate in water. Look at those roots. Those roots are beautiful. Okay, absolutely beautiful. So she's not gonna have any problem with adjusting to more water in her soil. Here is the mother plant. And she looks super cute in this, right? I love the dark up against this white pot. But when I put her together, she will be that much fuller, because she doesn't really have a lot going on here in the back. And I don't do ball plants. So I'm going to put her in here and fill her up a little bit more in the back. And I'm going to start watering this a lot more often. So this is my Cronana black. I think she is going to be really nice and full once I put her together. And now that I know that she loves a little bit more water, maybe I can get her to bloom, because I have not seen her bloom yet, my Cronana black. If you guys are liking this content, make sure you give this video a like. And if you like this content, you would love our community. Join our community by hitting that subscribe button. And for a deeper connection, join my newsletter. The link is in the description. All right, let's get back into it. Seriously, come on, look at those roots, y'all. This is serious root porn. Really, look at that. That is crazy. For 1 second, if you thought for 1 second that a Synapsis moonlight trubii was a slow grower of the root, this is proof that it's not. This thing is rooting like crazy. And I have leafless tendrils rooting in water. Look at this. Not a leaf anywhere. No leaf. And it has a big old pretty strong root. Now I had one tendril in here that was a little weak when it was on the plant. It didn't have any leaves on it at all. And so it has not, I don't think it has. I don't see any roots in here. But it has not pushed out any roots or any kind of growth whatsoever. So I'm really not expecting that to do that. However, I put it in the water and I'm just gonna see. The thing about it is, this is how I approach propagating. If the healthy part of the plant roots in 10 days and this thing is still 14, 15 days and it hasn't pushed out a root, at this point I don't think I even want this part of the plant. It might just be that the tissue on the stem was damaged enough where it's not going to push out strong roots. And if it does not have a strong root system, you are not going to get a beautiful plant out of it. It being able to push out 1 or 2 leaves is not what I'm looking for in a strong, healthy plant. So this is my Synapsis moonlight trubii. I really just took one, I think it was just one tendril. And let me show you the mother plant. When I have a hanging basket, I'm not a huge fan of having long tendrils hang out of the basket because it makes it hard to take it in and out to water. But this is my moonlight trubii. She probably doesn't look that much different than the last time you saw her because I literally just cut it. Those roots took off like crazy. So I think I cut it here. There's already a growth coming out here. I think that's where I cut it. I can't really say for sure. I have some yellowing leaves on here and they might look a little unsightly, but at the end of the day, I think what was happening was, 1, I was underwatering, and 2, I think they might have been the leaves that were on the propagations when I propagated this last year, because I did a really hard propagation to this last year. So I think adding those to And I have 2 cups of this, you saw. Adding this to this pot, I think what it's going to force me to do is to up pot this. Let me show you her roots, because that is where the real fun begins. If you have not seen her roots, look at that. Look at that. Does that not, like, seriously? I can't, every time I look at it, I'm amazed at how beautiful those roots are. So I think I might have to up pot her. Not because her roots aren't growing out or anything. And really, to be fair, she hasn't really shown any signs of being stressed out, but I just don't see how I would be able to add those cuttings in, because I'm going to pot those in soil first before I add it to the mother plant. And so I don't see how I would be able to add that in without damaging the roots, and I don't think I want to do that. So I could just literally take this whole thing up. I have an 8-inch, this is in a 6-inch. I have an 8-inch, I can up pot those. And to be fair, I might even cut these again and see if I can get one more cutting, maybe 1 or 2 more cuttings out of this before I actually pot it up. But we're getting close to the end of the season, so I don't know if I want to do that. But I'm loving, she grows so well for me. I have her in good light, strong light. I know they say they don't like a lot of light, but mine's loves the light. So I put her in nice strong light. And oh, I see new growth. Look at all the little babies down there. Look. So yeah, I put her in nice strong light and she loves it. Proof in the pudding right there. Okay, so my last plant, or my last propagation, is my Hoya australis. Now, I propagated this. In fact, these were leafless tendrils that I rooted in water, and now you can see are growing leaves. This is the most exciting propagation I have had all year. One of the most. These 5 are actually the most. I was so excited because one of my biggest complaints about Hoya was that they would just push off these really long tendrils, and it just felt like the plant was wild and you didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do with it. Now I know I can cut them and I can make my plant so much fuller, right? And it's going to encourage more growth on the mother plant. So let me show you all the propagations that I got from that one plant. And I don't know if I can get all of it in here at one time, if you can even see it all. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here's one nice full pretty one, right? She's got all kinds of babies growing out. Even on what I would consider to be woodier stems, I was really concerned about that, because I was thinking, oh, now I'm pretty sure the green stems would root, but what about these white woodier stems? Honey, they rooted quicker. In fact, now that I see woody stems, every time I see a woody stem, I'm like, yeah, let's propagate that, because I'm not afraid anymore. So here is all of these, and they are doing fantastic. Once again, a recurrent theme with me is that I am notorious for underwatering, but there's a new baby right there. I am notorious for underwatering, so I'm noticing that I was losing some of my, see how this tendril here has nothing on it? That's not how it started. It started off with the tendril, and then it had 2 leaves on there, and I believe the babies fell off because I was not watering this enough. I was really trying really hard not to overwater, but look at those roots. The more I watered, the nicer these roots get. So same with the ones that didn't have leaves, that are pushing out leaves now. Just growing phenomenal. So here is the mother plant, okay? And as you see, I don't have a lot of the australis. I have more of the Lisa on here because she has a peduncle. Look at that peduncle right here. She's gonna be pushing out some sort of a flower soon. I'm excited because every day I look at this, there's something new growing every day. Those leaves are still pink, so they might even still be growing. They haven't completely hardened off yet because they're still pink. I wanted to cut some more, but yeah, I decided not to because I felt like she had one stem that I'm not feeling it. I feel like it grows in sort of weird. And then the other stem had the peduncle. I didn't want to cut it. But now I want to put all of those cuttings, it's like 4 full cups of cuttings, in with the mother plant because I want all of it together. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me because I only have an 8-inch pot. And I'm not sure I want to go much bigger than that. So we'll see. I might end up separating them again. But I love the combination of these two plants. I love it. And of course I have one more because why not? In fact, I have one more propagation. It's a bonus. And I have one plant that I have not propagated, but I want to propagate. So that's why I'm going to bring that one. So one more. Hold on. Before I do that though, I do have a cutting and she has rooted already. And so I think I'm going to add this in with that too. So it's just 2 little cuttings in here. So I'm gonna add those propagations in too. But I'm excited. This is my bonus. This is my Globulosa. And this is her newest leaf. What? Okay, so I got her as a cutting. She does not have a mother plant. This is the mother. Okay. And this is her newest leaf. And when I tell you, every day I come to look at this plant, she gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I can't. I have nothing bad to say. In fact, this leaf is about as big as this one. These two are about, matter of fact, I think this one might be bigger. It's definitely wider than that one. What? And already she has the beginnings of her next leaf right here. So I don't think it's going to have any problems pushing out that next petiole and then giving me another leaf very soon. So I'm super excited about this. This is one that I would definitely cut again. She rooted with no problem. Look at those roots. I love her roots. She's giving me, just serious root action, right? So I love her roots. There was really no reason why she didn't make it on the top 5. In fact, I could probably say 6, because she is giving me just as much life as the other ones. I look for this plant every morning. I come in and look to see what she's doing. I cannot even help myself. And every day I have to remember, I have to look at the top of the plant to realize which one is the new growth, because now she is just as big as everything else. So I'm outdone. I am outdone. I can't get enough of this. This is my Globulosa. One more. We got one more, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Hold on. I'll be right there. Hold on. I know she was on my last favorites video, but really, look at her. Okay, so I left her in here all summer. She's still in here now, and I can't even get a good angle so that you can still see her. I left her, don't do it. I left her in here all summer because I wanted her to get a little bit more light, which meant she needed a little bit more water. But I want to propagate her, and I want to show you which one I want to propagate. Can you see down here where this one has that green stem here? Down here? That's what I want to propagate. And so I haven't propagated an Aglaonema before, and I typically have problems propagating these kinds of plants, the ones that grow with this form. But I'm gonna try it again. My Dieffenbachia I didn't have as much success with. However, we did okay. But I want to propagate that. It's growing new growth all the time. All of these leaves at the top are brand new. They're nowhere near as big as the mother leaves, the big leaves. The big leaves have been on this plant for at least 3 years. But so they hang on for a very long time. But my new ones that are coming in are nowhere near as big as that. But that's fine because they're filling in the plant so well. I mean, look how much is filling it in. But I do want to propagate. And I know once I do propagate it, it's going to push out 2 babies on the side because the stem is actually pretty, it's got growth nodes on it. Now when it's like this, it doesn't have any growth nodes on the top above the soil. It will be below the soil. I don't want to do that. I want to cut this like here. It has a growth node right here. And then I want to root this. Okay, I'll grow roots from that. Plant that in some soil and then I'll put it back in this pot with here. So I'm excited about that. All right, so let's talk about what's coming up next because why not? Okay, so in my next video, I want to do a live. So I'm inviting you guys to join me. It's gonna be Monday. I wanna say it's Labor Day, September the 2nd. Join me that Monday at 11:30. I know you guys have noticed all the polka dot action going on in my plants. I have thrips. Thank you, Jackie, for helping me to come out of my denial. And so I want to talk about what's going on with my plants. I have done some research. You know, I have been in denial. I had never really dealt with thrips before that I was aware of. So there's a whole backstory. I want to get into all the nitty-gritty details. And that way, I figured if we do it on a live, then anybody who has questions can ask questions and we can kind of hash things out in either the comment sections or you can ask me and we can talk about it live. So put it on your calendars, September 2nd, at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go live and we are going to talk about my journey with thrips. I am devastated. So if no one else has said it to you today, 1, I want to say you are worthy. And 2, I want to say have a great day. Bye. As I was putting the other plant back, okay, so I had a list and then I broke the list down and I decided to do just propagations, but my heart forgot about the list. And she was on the original list. So I'm gonna just show you her anyway. Look at all this new growth. This favorites video is all about growth and new growth because that's what I do in the summer. Look, that's new growth. All of this is new growth. This little piece here is new growth. And look at the 2 little kickstands coming off of there. What? Who would have thought that water would make a plant grow? I started watering this bad boy and she is giving honey. She is pushing off a whole nother kickstand right there. Look at that. I keep calling it a kickstand. It's not what it is, but that's what we call it over here. I love it. And she got leaves. Okay, back to the regular schedule program. Girl, you done got me all messed up because I wasn't supposed to show you. Yeah, if that don't pan out, you can always just put the commercial in, sis, because you was stuttering. Stutter.